Spirits with spirits.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Spirit Season 3, Episode 13, Cryptids Part 6. Dave forgot to get rid of the thumbnail.
Get rid of the thumbnail.
Quiet.
But we are live tonight. We are actually live back on Twitter tonight. We are decided to get away to the Twitch and went there to have a little fun. But I am your host, John Watkins, all the way from beautiful Colorado, and your host with the most, Mr. David Lowe, all the way out there in bright, sunny California. How we doing tonight, Dave?
Doing okay, bro. How you doing?
Not too bad. It was a great it seemed long time away for I know we just missed 1 week, but it seemed long. Hopefully everybody got to enjoy their some family time during the Easter holiday. Hope everybody got to do that. Yeah, but nothing much happened between. I mean, I had jury duty all week last week. Maybe that's why it seemed long. Like every day, it sucks.
That would stretch things out a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting case, but is what it is. But anything exciting new happened to you during the Easter time there, Dave?
No, not really. I mean, got to spend time with the grandkids, and had Piper got 2 Easter egg hunts. One at my son's place, David, and then one at my dad's place, and we used the same eggs. So she had a blast just going and searching for the eggs again.
Oh, nice.
So that was awesome. And and this weekend I've had both grandkids, so we're babysitting Desmond.
Oh, wow, nice.
My grandson. And
I can't talk.
Well, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it's been fun. But yeah, just kind of standard stuff. But
nice.
This has been the first Easter with both grandkids.
Yeah. Well, no, Desmond was around because he's hit a year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a little over a year old.
Yeah,
he's 15 months old or almost there. But when he was like 3 months old, we didn't really do anything Easter wise with him, and they spent it with my daughter-in-law's family. So we just had Piper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this year we had both grandkids running around finding eggs and stuff, and it was fun.
Nice. Good. Glad you were able to enjoy the family time. I think that's what it's all about for me. So hopefully that's what it's about for a lot of people out there, is just spending time with the family over the holidays. But yeah, we got a pretty good show lined up. I was extremely impressed with the scoring on the
Can you
Scare
feel me?
show that we just got done filming there, and we got three pretty good cryptids we're going to be talking about tonight with the Bunyip, the Thunderbird, and Ya-Te-Veo.
Mhm.
I say that right? Ya-Te-Veo? Yeah,
Ya-Te-Veo.
Ya-Te-Veo.
Yeah, and it's Bunyip.
Bunyip, not Bunyip.
Bunyip. It's not Bunyip. It's
It's
Bunyip.
Bunyip. I'm gonna call it
Bunyip.
Bunyip.
Bunyip. Whatever you want to do, bro. Um, but yeah, no, our exclusive episode on Scare Network turned out really good. So
Yeah,
um,
much better than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah, you guys go to scarenetwork.tv and check that out. The subscription's only $4.99 a month or $40 for the year, and save you $20 there. But it's definitely worth it. There's all kinds of good stuff.
Oh yes. I'm just after that last thing, I'm just getting the REM pod set back up after that. last time. But yeah, so I the Bunyip. The Bunyip.
Bunyip. Yep.
I don't know where I want to start tonight on this one though, Dave. I was sitting there thinking about that during our break in between.
Well, let's start by getting the fine print out of the way.
Well,
And
oh my god, I mean, do that, Dave. So first off, we want to thank uh Spotify for podcasters. What allows us to take the audio portion of this podcast and put out to your favorite places like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, and of course now iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We appreciate them for doing that for us. Without them, we'd be able to get our voices out there. They're a great place to start your own podcast and a great place to continue growing your podcast because as your podcast grows, they'll actually help you find your sponsorships and do some live sponsors for you. So thank you for Spotify for podcasters. We appreciate that. And of course, we'll thank StreamYard. StreamYard is what allows us to do the multicasting to our YouTube page, which is at Spirits of Spirits, our Facebook, which of course again is at Spirits of Spirits, and of course Twitter, which is at Spirits with Spurt. Because it wouldn't let me put the whole damn name in. SPRTs at the end. Evidently, Spirits of Spirits is too long, Dave. We want to thank
Spirits of Spurt.
Spirits of Spurt. Like you're from spurts to spurts. Like Southern Texas. Oof. We got the spurt to spurt over here. We're gonna be talking about that different in there, Panty and them cryptids in them, right?
That's some King of the Hill shit right there.
Go boom out going over there. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun night with them. And of course, we'll thank Scare Network for allowing us to take part in their family. Appreciate doing all the exclusives over there. And of course, thank you for children for having little kids of their own so we get to spoil grandchildren. Yeah, little Desmond.
This is Desmond. Say hi.
Hi. I know. I'm strange.
Yeah. Which one do you want to talk about first?
The Bunyip.
The Bunyip or the Thunderbird or the Ya-Te-Veo? Which one? He's thinking.
It doesn't look like he's like, eh.
Either that or he's taking a crap.
I was like, he's either thinking or pooping.
No more poop, please. We've had enough. You want to talk up? Okay. He wants to be a part of the show. So, you know what? Let's keep with our. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I kind of want to save the Bunyip for last. So let's go ahead and talk about the Thunderbird.
Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him. He's not talking yet.
You want to go ahead and go with the Thunderbird?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's start with the Thunderbird and get all my info pulled up here on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Okay. Can I put you down now?
Thunderbird. The bird of thunder. And we're not talking about a Ford car.
No, which was funny because I was like, not that. Dang nabbit. Even if I typed Thunderbird Cryptid, I kept getting the car. Thunderbird, Night Train, Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, the 90s. Now, I don't know what you brought in here for the Thunderbird.
I hear you.
Come on, you already got that picture.
Mm-hmm. Now I've got, this is an interesting thing because I got I got some good evidence on the Thunderbird, more than I thought I would.
There's yeah. Some great pictures of temperature change.
So Thunderbird, and this was the picture from the
Cursed.
intro. I was just like, oh, that's a very cool picture. But there's like some stuff with like the actual thing, but this was kind of a depiction of
8 meters in length on the wingspan.
Yeah.
That's over 24 feet.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Thunderbird is a legendary creature, considered to be a supernatural being of power and strength. It's especially important and frequently depicted in art, songs, and oral histories of many Pacific Northwest cultures.
Yes. All the way up into Canada or
Yeah.
Alaska.
But is also found in various forms among the peoples of the American Southwest, East Coast of the U.S., the Great Lakes region, and the Great Plains. So it's kind of, they all have kind of a different version of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Going back to the Algonquian people.
Yeah.
It's unknown.
Algonquin, Ojibwe, Menominee. Another temperature change. It's getting hot in here.
My grandson keeps coming into the office. So Eastern Canada, Ontario, Quebec, northeastern United States, and the Iroquois in the Great Lakes also reported about it.
Yeah, that's my people right there.
And the Ojibwe in Minnesota. So in the Algonquin mythology, the Thunderbird controls the upper world, while the underworld is governed by the underwater panther or great horned serpent. The Thunderbird creates not just thunder, but lightning bolts, which casts at the underworld creatures. So it like fires.
Grandfather.
It supposedly fires lightning bolts.
Yes.
At the underworld creatures.
Yeah. So
Asylum.
So Thunderbirds in this tradition may be depicted as spread-eagled bird, wings horizontal, wings, horizontal head, and profile.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's talking about how it's depicted.
Like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. But also quite common with the head facing forward, thus representing an X-shaped appearance overall.
And we got Rich. What's up, Rich?
Hey, what's up, Rich?
He's watching us on Facebook.
Yeah. Another temperature change. That's interesting. I've never noticed the temperature to change that quickly. Multiple times in a row. Where are we at, Dave? Oh, the Algonquins.
Yeah.
So shoots lightning bolts at the underworld creatures. I found that interesting.
No. So the Ojibwe version of the myth states that the Thunderbirds were created by the Nanabozo to fight the underwater spirits. Thunderbirds also punished humans who broke moral rules.
Yes.
Thunderbirds lived in the four directions and arrived with other birds in the springtime. In the fall, they migrated south after the end of the underwater spirits' most dangerous season. Well, that was interesting. So they fly south with the birds, but that's off season. So the underwater creatures don't come out in the wintertime. So they can fly south and get their vacation in.
Well, you think Ojibwe from Minnesota, all the lakes are frozen. They don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
And then the Menominee of northern Wisconsin till a great mountain that floats in the western sky on which dwell the Thunderbirds. They control the rain and hail and delight in fighting in
Tunnel.
deeds of greatness. They are the enemies of the great horned snake, the Miskenubik, and have prevented these from overrunning the earth and devouring humankind. They are messengers of the great sun himself. So basically, in the Menominee, 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 Menominee.
Mini.
Menominee.
Mini.
Basically, they keep us from being devoured by great horned snakes. And it's
That's
interesting because we do have horned snakes.
The underworld, was a great horn. The great horn serpent was to rule the underworld. So
Yes.
that kind of fits. So
Idiot.
okay.
The Thunderbird is also seen as Huron-speaking people, which includes tribes traditionally occupying areas around the Great Lakes. The Ho-Chunk states that a man who has a vision of a Thunderbird during a solitary fast will become a war chief of the people. That I find interesting.
Yep. So the first depiction that they found of the Thunderbird dates back to 1250, between 1250 and 1400 CE.
Wow.
Where there's a headless X-shaped Thunderbird was found on the Ojibwe disc.
Yeah, 1250.
Yeah. That goes way back, bro. That's pretty cool.
On a disc?
Yeah.
I wonder what they mean by disc.
Well, it's called Midi Willen disc. The Midi Wewin or Grand Medicine Society is a secretive religion of some of the indigenous people of the Maritimes, New England, and Great Lakes region in North America. Its practitioners are called Midu, and that's where this disc comes from. So, I see disc as like a plate or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Like,
kind of what I was thinking too.
right?
I just wasn't sure. That's
But
interesting.
really interesting. So um, let's see. Yeah. So native tribes all across North America.
I want one.
Yeah, I
Well,
want one too.
I wouldn't mind Thunderbird myself. So some yeah, so stories are told that these birds are so large and powerful that when they flapped their wings, it created thunder. Lightning flashed out of their eyes, and water fell off their backs, creating rain. The tribes used thunderbirds to explain some of the things that happen naturally, such as storms and other forms of weather. There's a
Okay.
legend There's a legend that describes the quest of two Native Americans in search for the source of thunder high in the mountains. And other stories said that there was a thunderbird who battled an enormous killer whale. And when the two beasts fought, they destroyed much of the land, knocking down trees and causing a lot of devastation. Although dangerous and powerful beings, thunderbirds were also seen as benevolent nature spirits, and that sometimes assisted the tribes in their search for food during periods of famine.
Okay.
Um, then they talk about igneous rocks actually viewed as eggs of thunderbirds.
Oh. Hmm.
No, they're called thunderstones. So this
Thunderstone.
igneous rock called a thunderstone, that they think are the eggs of the thunderbird.
Wow. Here's the interesting. The Thunderbird myth is very widespread throughout America and Canada. There are also records of similar creatures in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Depending on whose version of the myth is being told, the Thunderbird can be a single entity or can constitute a whole race or tribe of peoples. Some cultures even believe this mighty creature may have married into human families and have offspring that can be traced back to this day.
Hmm.
That's that's interesting.
Father.
I'm gonna try this new picture part of the ghost tube and see what pops up while we're talking. Uh, but many legends suggest that the Thunderbirds actually had the ability to shapeshift into human form. They supposedly did this by removing their feathers, which could be put on and taken off like a blanket, and tipping their beaks up over their
Blessed.
heads, similar to the way one might do with a mask. When this was done, a thunderbird could walk among humans without drawing attention. All that needed to be done for them to transfer again was to pull down their beaks and put on their feathers again. That's that's interesting. I just got a tribal picture on my thing too, Dave.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. Huh. That goes. Oh. So
Natalie.
the Winnebago peoples, I hope I'm saying that again. Another temperature change. Winnebago people suggest that this creature also had the power to grant people great abilities. Their traditions dictate that any man who has a vision of the Thunderbird during a fast will one day become a mighty war chief. That is a fucking pterodactyl.
Okay, that picture is from 1890
Wow.
in Tombstone, Arizona.
That's interesting. That's that thing. That's a freaking dinosaur.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men long wingspan.
Yeah.
With their arms stretched out.
Right. So figure if they're 6 foot each, that's 48 feet.
Jesus.
Or no, 36 feet.
At 36 feet, but still. Again, 8, possibly 9 people long in a wingspan on that one. And again, that looks like a freaking pterodactyl. When was that taken? That's a whole hunting crew. Did they
Yeah.
kill that thing?
This is 1903. Yeah, and it was a logging crew.
You don't cut logs with guns, Dave.
No, that could have been hunting, but they were like, they were logging up there and they went hunting after this thing.
Damn.
And
I
then
love this one right
this is
here.
the one in the museum that they found, right? So and then here's a little bit more. I don't know if you can make it out, but
Wow.
this is sitting on a telephone pole.
That thing is huge. Not as big as the last one, but that thing is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor.
You would probably need a doctor if that thing grabbed a hold of you.
Yep. I have a picture that's missing, so let's bring this one up.
Wow. Now that one could be figment of distance, I think, maybe possibly. Because the mountain range in the back, that bird could actually be closer than what it actually appears, so it looks bigger than what it might be.
Possible.
But that still looks like a freaking big ass bird.
It's a big ass bird. I mean, even if it's, but they said that some of these they thought were pterodactyls. Some of these thought that they were condors. But what was it? So I wanted to tell this one story, and so it's July 25th, 1977.
Okay.
And this is the Lowe family from
Imbecile.
from Lawndale. Okay, imbecile, will you shut up with that? From Lawndale, Illinois, the Lowe family, same spelling as mine. So they're doing this. They're doing the barbecue. They're grilling beef and vegetables, and kids are playing in the yard outside.
I'm right here.
Good. At approximately 8 p.m., the Lowe's were cleaning up after their dinner. The kids were playing outside, and Ruth, the mother of the Lowe family, was cleaning up in the kitchen when she couldn't see her children. She heard a piercing scream and knew then it was her 10-year-old son by the sound.
All right.
She ran outside to see what the commotion was, and two massive birds flying in a tight wingtip to wingtip formation were chasing her son, pecking and clawing at its shoulders.
Oh, damn.
The larger of the two birds sunk its claws into his shirt, fully lifting the 56-pound boy off the ground.
Oh, damn.
So she ran up and attacked the bird and trying to help, but the bird had carried the boy for 35 feet before dropping him.
Oh, jeez.
Now, the police didn't believe her.
Well,
So,
I mean, it'd be hard to.
Yeah. So they
hard
were
to
like,
believe.
Yeah. So it's like, well, let me get this straight. A giant bird attacked your son. So it's like, it had a white ring around its half-foot-long neck. The rest of its body was black. The bird's bill was at least 6 inches in length and hooked at the end. The claws on the feet were arranged in 3 front, 1 in the back. So it had this type of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entire length of the bird's body from beak to tail was approximately 4.5 feet.
That's a pretty good sized freaking bird.
Pretty good sized bird. So whether that was a Thunderbird or not, they were just like, story of the, giant birds, and it's right around the Great Lakes region. Yeah. And it was the Lowe family, so I had to point that out.
There's quite a bit of sightings.
Yes.
There's story after. I'm looking at it so right now. It's just story after story after story.
Yeah.
I mean, you got one. A gigantic bird was sighted in Alaska in January 2018 by a woman driving, having a wingspan nearly as wide as the road. In Pennsylvania, May 26, 2013, when two friends were walking through the woods near Bryan Athyn Castle and were startled by something extraordinary. It's quoted to say, "It was extremely loud, and I glanced up and saw a huge black bird. It was sitting above us, and we seemed to startle it. It flew about 100 feet to a nearby branch. Its wingspan was at least 10 feet, and judging how far it was, it looked to be around 4 feet tall." On the evening of September 25th, 2001, a 19-year-old claimed to have seen an enormous winged creature flying over Route 119 in South Greensburg, Pennsylvania. The witness' attention was drawn to the sky by a sound that resembled flags flapping in a thunderstorm. Looking up, the witness saw what appeared to be a bird that had a wingspan of an estimated 10 to 15 feet and a head about 3 feet long. That's within the last 25 years, these sightings were.
Mm-hmm.
But sightings of these gigantic birds go back hundreds of years, and of course are big part of Native American legends and traditions.
Right.
But they've been blamed for abductions, attempted abductions of small children. South Greensburg witness actually told researchers that a huge black or grayish brown bird passed overhead at about 50 to 60 feet. I wouldn't say it was flapping its wings gracefully, the witness told, but almost horrifically flapping its wings very slowly, then gliding above the passing big rig trucks.
Are there?
The witness observed the creature for about 90 seconds, even seeing it land on the branches of a dead tree, which nearly broke under its weight. Unfortunately, no other witness saw the bird on this date, and no tangible evidence could be found for the bird after the site was searched. That's kind of weird they were unable to. You think you would see some sort of evidence, whether it be the gripping of the wood or something,
Do not.
or do not.
I do not.
Here's one on June 13th, Greensville, Pennsylvania, was startled by the great size of the grayish black creature seen soaring overhead. At first, thinking it was a small airplane or ultralight aircraft, the witness observed the bird for at least 20 minutes, clearly seeing its fully feathered body and confidently estimated its wingspan to be about 15 feet and its body length to about 5 feet. This bird, too, was seen to perch on a tree for at least 15 minutes before taking to air again and flying off toward the south. A neighbor of this witness claimed to have seen the creature the next day, describing it as the biggest bird I ever saw. Less than a month later, on July 6th, a witness in Erie County, Pennsylvania, reported a very similar sighting, according to an item in 14 Times magazine. Again, the creature's wingspan was estimated to be 15 to 17 feet and was described as dark gray with little or no neck and a circle of black under its head. Its beak was very thin and long, about a foot in length. There's just so much going on. This is within the last 25 years, people are seeing this thing.
Yeah.
So, citing the Thunderbird in Pennsylvania, and these were not the first sightings of Thunderbirds in Pennsylvania, and these reports are accurate. These birds are the largest flying creatures not yet identified by science. By comparison, the largest known bird is the wandering albatross with a wingspan of up to 12 feet. The largest predatory birds, which the Thunderbird is most often linked to, are the Indian condor, which has a 10.5-foot wingspan, and the
Over here.
California condor at 10-foot wingspan. So this thing is, what, 1.5 times bigger than the largest bird? Predatory bird?
Yeah.
And I don't even necessarily consider the condor to be a predatory bird. They're carrion. They eat the dead. They don't actually hunt themselves. So I don't necessarily would consider them predatory. Oh, they have an encounter of 1890 with 2 cowboys.
Yeah, that's the picture
Yeah.
I gave you. Yeah, that picture is from the bird that they supposedly killed in 1890. That's this guy right here.
Wow. 20-foot wingspan. I have a one with a 75-foot wingspan.
That's ginormous.
Yeah. 1969. The wife of a Clinton County, Pennsylvania sheriff saw an enormous bird over Little Pine Creek. She said its wingspan appeared to be about as long as the creek was wide, which is about 75 feet. That's a huge wingspan.
That's a huge creek. 75
That's
feet.
huge. That's a river.
Creek.
Another temperature change. In 1948, several witnesses along the Illinois-Missouri border cited a condor-like bird about the size of a Piper Club airplane. I mean, that's not a big airplane, but that's a big fucking bird. Oh, there's the low story. 1932, 42-pound young girl carried away by a huge eagle from her parents from Leka, Norway. The giant bird carried her for more than a mile, the report stated, after which it dropped her unharmed on a high mountain ledge. 1838, another 5-year-old girl was snatched from the slope of the Swiss Alps, where she was playing by an eagle that carried the child to its nest. Unfortunately, the girl did not survive the ordeal, and her badly mutilated body was discovered some 2 months later by a shepherd. The eagle's nest, subsequently found, was said to contain several egglets surrounding heaps of goat and sheep bones. Poor little girl didn't make it, though. Holy cow. Is that a bird, edge of the cloud, or a dragon in the sky? Wow.
But yeah, there's some interesting evidence. I was just like, wow, that's
That's
interesting.
that's a lot of sightings
Mm-hmm.
ranging from the 1800s all the way into what 2013, 15, I think I read.
2018 was the
The
Alaska one.
Well, yeah, 2018.
Prisoner.
Yeah. And then did you talk about the 2001 sighting?
I don't know if I did. Let me uh
You said
September
that sighting-
25th, 19-year-old claimed to have seen an enormous winged creature flying over Route 119.
Yep. That's the one. Repeat. Okay. So yeah. Sightings go back hundreds of years. They have been blamed, for abductions, a lot of small children disappearing.
Lots of sightings. I mean, dates back forever.
Yeah. So, yeah, some really cool stuff. I love this. I love the legend of it. I love the sightings of it. Now the sizes seem to differ. Between 4 foot with an 8-foot wingspan to like 15, 16 feet wingspan and like a 3-foot beak or something like that. I could see something like that carrying off a child easy.
Or a whale.
Or a whale.
Married.
Yes, I am married.
That's interesting if that's the case.
Yeah.
Boring.
So So yeah, an investigator photographed an enormous bird on March 29th, 2018.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay. So standard routine for the company that employs him. Lunch is usually from 12 to 12:45. Job description puts him on the road during these hours. So with the upcoming Easter holiday, schedules changed with some of the clients, and he happened to be at the home office during the lunch break. He was outside the building at 12:30, and let's see. Oh, one of his coworkers usually comes out for a smoke break around that time. He was facing south, and it took a moment for him to figure out what he was looking at. Soon realized that it was a bird. It had circled once in a huge diameter before it were to head out of sight. The thing was enormous. I would say that the spread, which it circled, seemed so slow that it moved like a circling airplane with no wing flap.
Oh, wow.
He ran to his desk to get his phone and try to come back and get a picture of it, but it was gone by then.
Wow.
Pathetic.
Yeah, I know. He said the thing was flying over their heads at about 900 to 1,000 feet.
That's pretty far up there.
33.
33. So it said the wingspan was at least 8 feet compared to the length of a horse or a cow.
That could have been a condor.
Could have been a condor. Yeah, that was interesting.
You didn't talk
I'm
about
eternal.
the legend of the Thunderbird fighting Mimlos whale, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought you did, but I wasn't sure.
Where was this? Pennsylvania. I need to get a date on this. The date on the video is July 14th, 2021 in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, citing a giant bird to be
Blessed.
Anywhere. Some people said, so multiple people saw this thing, had claimed it had a wingspan of at least 12 feet to in excess of 20 feet.
Damn.
And it said that as they were trying to film it, it took 3 beats of it wings and it went out of sight.
That's some wing power right there.
Yeah, it took off so fast.
Shining.
3 beats and gone.
Yeah. And then with that, there's reports along with it. So in Massachusetts, somebody saw it. Somebody saw a Thunderbird about 3:30 in the morning. But I can't get it.
Hard time to be seeing a Thunderbird.
Yeah. And according to them, he saw the Thunderbird, and then with the lightning, it disappeared.
Oh.
So there was a
That's
so a lightning strike happened and then it vanished. So that's interesting. Another sighting in 1987. Let's see. So when I've been in my family, okay, so we were about halfway there, and my aunt who was driving hit the brakes when a large bird landed in the middle of the road. It had a large dog or wolf looking type animal that was pinned to the ground, and it was tearing it up.
oh damn.
My aunt blew the horn, and it looked over and then took off. When it spread its wings, it was wider than the 2-lane blacktop we were on.
That's 20 foot.
Yeah. At least 16, 18 feet, easy. It threw dirt into the air.
Oh yeah, the wingspan that big.
Right.
That's interesting. That reminds me of the bat squatch a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Sightings in New Mexico. And also one in Colorado in 2008.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That's what, 8 years before I got here.
Yeah. One in New Jersey. Another one. Well, okay. So this person said they've seen giant bald eagles in Alaska, and this one was at least twice the size. This was the one that was in New Jersey.
Oh wow. That's pretty big. Twice the size of a bald eagle. Oh, bald eagles aren't small.
Yeah. I got another one that says saw a bird like this while climbing Coco Head Crater in Hawaii in 2007.
What the hell?
Wingspan had to be 15 plus feet. Could hear the swooshing from the wings as it took off. And the only thing I can describe is a massive flag slowly whipping in the wind.
I can actually imagine that noise too.
Lower your voice.
Jeez.
I can imagine how that sounds.
We sound like that. Another one working in Georgia was very stumped when they saw the wingspan of 20 plus feet. Almost looked like a pterodactyl, but it was high enough up to make it hard to distinguish any real features.
Wow.
In the 70s, a large bird tearing a deer apart was reported. Said the bird was about 4 feet tall and believed to have a wingspan of 18 to 20 feet.
That's a big bird.
Decatur, Georgia in 2017 claims to have seen a prehistoric bird with a crest on its head, a long tail, and a wingspan of 20 to 30 feet.
Pterodon.
Yep. Giant bird was seen in 1974. When near El Toro in California, Marine Base,
Oh, wow.
MPs. It flew out of eucalyptus tree with a wingspan of 20 to 30 feet.
Wow.
1971, San Antonio, Texas. It was a 6-year-old who saw it. There's some cool stuff. This is just all attached to the one sighting that I told you about in Pennsylvania. All these people are like talking about stuff that they saw too, and stuff that their family told them, stories that have been, kind of going through generation to generation. So one in Wisconsin, This person was 12 years old fishing on a pond just before it was dark. It was flying at the same level as the clouds. It was a huge bird, the biggest I'd ever seen. It was so big, like an airplane size. It came from a different dimension out of the clouds. And behind it, there were geese flying.
Blood.
That was
Wow.
weird. That's Appalachian Mountain near Philly. Another one in Maryland. It looked prehistoric, like a very large owl.
Wow.
So it just goes on and on. There's literally like tons of these from the 60s. People telling their stories. That's crazy. All right. Wow. What do you think? You ready to score this one?
I think it's that time to go ahead and put a good old score next to this Thunderbird.
Yeah. So what do you think about the size of this thing?
32. It smells.
It's a smelly 32, Dave.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but I don't know. It ranges.
I mean, body wise, it ranges from 3 to 6 feet, but wingspan ranges anywhere from 8 feet to 30 feet.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go back to this picture here.
Yeah.
And that size from tip of the beak to the tail has to be
nine,
over 10
10.
foot.
Yeah. But I mean,
It's
it's got its head up, so its beak's pointed up.
Yeah.
But I mean, even looking at where's that one? Because I had that one.
This one here.
That one, the one where they're all stretched out.
This one here. Oh, no. This one here.
That one. That's about 36 feet.
Yeah. That's 36 foot wingspan. And again, it's probably close to 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
And so
this is a big thing. I think this is a big dude.
I think this is bigger than what some of these stories were depicting.
Yeah.
And I'm probably close to the 9 range, 10 range on here.
I'm kind of there with you, bro. I'm looking at what we've scored in the past, and we've only given 2 10s out. And that was to the Wendigo and the Fianaga.
That's because the Wendigo had no.
What do you want?
Yeah,
had no range on how big it could get.
Yeah,
and the Fianaga was like 30 something feet
tall. Yeah, and then the Fianaga can get up to 80 feet tall or long. And then we've got a 9 for the Leshy, which was a big dude. And I think it's right around there.
I'm kind of
just
down with
8 or 9
Leshy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sitting at like a 9 here on the Thunderbird.
I agree. And fast. Oh man, it's got to be fast. It's fast.
According to the one, it's lightning fast.
Yeah. And then the other one, like 3 beats of its wings and it was gone. That's fast.
That's fast. That's a lot of power in those wings. And
yeah,
I'm gonna probably put the speed up again here in that 8-9 range.
Yeah.
It's not teleporting fast unless you go with like the lightning, but
that's possible. So yeah, I think I'm at another 9.
I think I'm at a 9. Yeah. Saying that, I think I'm at a 9 on the speed.
Yeah.
I love the evidence.
Evidence is better than I thought. This was really surprising. This is a surprising one for me. I didn't think there was going to be this much evidence.
No.
Now, whether they're pterodactyls or pteranodons, I don't know.
Yeah, but who's to say that's not what the Thunderbird actually is?
Exactly.
Lots and lots and lots and lots of stories
Mhm.
of encounters with the Thunderbird. Really good pictures of what people are depicting as the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Um, I'm 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 I don't think I'm at a 10 on the evidence,
No, I
but
don't think I.
I think I could be at an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
I love the pictures, man. I really do love those pictures. I'm gonna go 9. I think I'm at a
Yeah.
9.
Yeah. I want to throw another 9 at this too. I think it's really good. Okay. Aggression. So there are some accounts of aggression here,
Yeah.
like, carrying children off and shit.
Yeah.
So
Flashlight.
I think it can definitely be aggressive, but it's also
Come here.
in some cultures it's a benevolent
Yeah.
creature. So
Uh,
we've got to kind of take that in consideration too.
unless you're being morally wrong, then it's known to hurt you.
Right.
But it's been known to cause floods and lightning
Yep.
strike fires on people, and
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely deals with the weather. So lightning and thunder and all that stuff too.
it's done with purpose, not on accident. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think the aggression might be a little higher than I was first thinking. I still don't think it's super high. I think it's more still mid range.
Yeah, I'm still kind of 6, 6,
Yeah,
maybe
I was
7.
saying. I was thinking 6 is kind of where I was sitting.
Yeah, me too. What do you think of the lore here?
I love the lore. I love the fact that this has been told in stories with Native Americans forever.
Mhm.
It's considered possibly even deity-ish with them. Uh, I
Yeah.
love all the stories that were coming through about it. I love how old the stories are. I think the lore for this thing is really, really good, and I'd probably put the lore here at an 8.
I'm right here.
Okay. Well, I think there's more lore here than I thought. I mean, I knew it was with the Native American stuff, um, the Algonquin tribes, the Ojibwe.
Yeah. And the fact that there's
I
stories
have a
about the Thunderbird in other countries
Yeah,
is good to me.
yeah, and and it goes back to 1250.
Yeah.
So I'm good. You know what? I think I'm
Recently.
gonna go 9 for the lore.
You're at a
I
9 floor. Ooh,
I think
he's a
I'm gonna
step
go
above
9.
me. Oh, recently, I said there's stories in other countries. This is recently.
Yeah.
So that'd be what, an 8.5?
Yeah. 8.5. Okay, so sightings. This
Lots of sightings, bro.
this is good. Yeah.
Lots of sightings. Uh, this is I think this is at that 10.
Yeah.
I just there's so many stories, so just the
No
pictures
thanks.
themselves.
Mhm.
Uh, I think I have to go at 10 here.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah, I agree. I think it's a 10.
Pot.
Thanks. I was shooting for Um, okay. So now the audio.
There is audio. They do
There's
depict sounds of the wings quite a few times in the stories that we're talking here.
right. Not that the creature
How does
itself
it
makes
work?
the noise,
Yeah.
but its wings can create thunder,
Yeah.
um, you get the whooshing sound and things like that. So there's definitely audio.
Yeah.
I'm not strong here.
It's inside.
No, that's not good. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not high on the audio, but I like the audio. I think again, I'd probably be in that mid-range version there, but I'd be on the lower side of the mid-range. I'd probably be a 4 or 5 here.
Yeah. I was gonna go 5, so
I like 5. I can't say no on 5.
okay.
Physical
All right.
object. There's a lot of physical activity in these stories. These kids being snatched up and killed,
being
and the
snatched
wolves
up.
being killed, and
You know,
Behind
bringing
you.
the dirt up when it flies off.
yeah.
Um,
Now, if you go off the story of it fighting the whale, destroying the forests and uprooting trees, uh, shooting lightning bolts and killing snakes and
Chased.
underwater creatures.
We command it.
The thunder eggs, I think you said the thunderstones. As an
Thunderstone.
object.
I guess that's an object. I like that. That was kind of cool.
I think I'm sitting at about a 7 on the physical.
Yeah.
I think I also want to go higher, but I'm trying not to. With the multiple reports of kids being taken is alarming. That wolf in the middle of the road thing got me.
Yeah. And the one where it was tearing up a deer.
Yeah, tearing up a deer one. Yeah.
I'm down for a 7. I'm with you on that. I think the emotional is good here too.
Well, I mean, it's pretty to be a deity, Dave.
The way the way the Native Americans view the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Not just the fear and stuff and they created, but they actually term it as a sacred being or a deity, a spirit being. Again, I'm not at a 10.
No.
I
mean, you have the fear aspect of
Leave
beyond the native culture. You have the fear aspect there of seeing this thing, or your child being torn away from you, by it. Yeah, the deity thing. I'm probably again. I'm kind of a little repetitive on some of these numbers, but I think I'm sitting right there about a 7.
Yeah, I think I'm at a 7. It doesn't. I think it's a solid number.
Yeah.
Okay. Danger level. I think if you're the wrong type of person, this thing can be dangerous.
I think it'd be very dangerous.
Especially if you're a deer or a wolf in the road.
Shit. Or a 10-year-old kid.
Or a 10-year-old kid.
I'm not sure how.
Not sure how either, but they can do it.
But they do it.
But at the same time, it's also viewed as a benevolent.
Yeah, as a protector and keeping the underworld spirits at bay and the great horned snake at bay from devouring humankind.
Yeah, on that note, it's helpful. So, and I'm kind of looking at the aggression score here.
Yeah, sitting at that 6.
And at that 6, I'm kind of looking at that for the danger level because I think for the same reason.
I was kind of sitting the same way.
Yeah.
As dangerous as it is, it's also malevolent.
Yeah.
And in some forms divine. So yeah, I like a 6 there.
It's unknown.
Which takes us to a drum roll, please, David.
To a 76.5, rounded up to a 77.
77. 76.5. Wow. That's a tie for third place. That's pretty good for the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah, that's higher than I thought it would do.
All right, Dave. Well, I'm gonna throw that question at you that you
Be
threw at me
quiet.
during the Scare Network show. Do you believe this to be more a mythical, legendary creature, or do you believe this to be more a real, true cryptid?
That's an interesting question because I believe that both are true. I believe that this is a mythological creature, the Thunderbird itself, the benevolent spirit that fights the underworld and does all this stuff. I believe that is mythological. That is, basis in legend. But I also believe that there's a real cryptid, could be, dinosaur like or something like that, that they have put this Thunderbird moniker on.
Okay. Okay.
And so I think there's a very real cryptid also, but I believe I think it's association that they're like, wow, giant bird, 30-foot wingspan, it must be a Thunderbird, when really it's a pterodactyl or a pteranodon or some kind of dinosaur.
Cheating.
Well,
That's cheating, Dave. That's cheating. You're not giving me.
I mean, as far as all the the benevolence and the other stuff, I think that's myth. I think
Yeah.
that's spiritual in nature, and absolutely look to the Native Americans for that. But I believe that there's probably, with all the sightings and everything, I can't discount the fact that there's got to be some sort of giant bird out there that's picking up kids
Yeah.
and taking them off, ripping up deer and wolves.
Nobody understands.
I know, right?
Nobody understands, Dave. Nobody understands.
What do you think, bro?
Uh, I'm I'm more on the real here. I think evolution has changed it throughout the hundreds of years. It's been depicted as a benevolent being to being this other creature inside to where it doesn't need to protect us anymore. So therefore it's become a natural thing and instead of this benevolent being. And I'm kind of on the real cryptid here. I think there is a huge bird out there or bird-like creature out there and sometimes terrorizing people, sometimes just being a bird uh and doing what birds do, and that's hunt. All birds hunt. It could be the little swallow hunting a moth, or it could be this gigantic bird hunting 10, 12-year-old kids. Or giant wolves, you don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of more sitting on the real side. I think evolution has changed what its needs were.
Okay.
That's kind of
Nice.
where I'm sitting with that. And with that
Apologize.
said, I think it's time to take a quick break and throw on some creepy music for y'all while we go replenish the beer reservoir. But we'll be right
Please leave.
back. Please leave. So polite.
Please leave.
We'll throw this on here and then we'll be right back and right, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. And Dave's back.
Me too.
So that was the Thunderbird with a surprising score of a 77. Oh, my love says hello.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what do you think? Ya-Te-Veo?
Yeah.
Leave the Bunyip to, or did you say Bunyip?
Bunyip.
Bunyip to last one there, Dave? I think that'll work, huh?
Yeah, I think that'll do us.
Let's get the Ya-Te-Veo up here.
Yep.
Ya-Te-Veo, Ya-Te-Veo. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, the Montevideo. Now, this thing's out of Madagascar?
Yeah.
Demon.
And it's a demon?
So, yeah, the Ya-Te-Veo is basically a giant carnivorous plant. So let's see.
It has a mouth, Dave.
It does. The Ya-Te-Veo is said to be a carnivorous plant that grows in parts of Central and South America with cousins in Africa and on the shores of the Indian Ocean. There are many different descriptions of the plant, but most reports say it has a short, thick
I hear
trunk
you.
and long tendril-like appendages, which are used to catch prey. Some even claim that it has an eye to locate people with, locate its prey with.
Wow. You think this is the plant that God, what the hell's the name of that movie? It was Seymour.
Oh, Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
That was definitely a carnivorous plant.
Hey, he changed clothes. He must be
Yeah.
ready for bed.
And his night-night clothes, huh? Yeah.
So there was a man named Edmund Spencer who was authoring
Move
a
it.
piece for the New York World, which is no longer a newspaper. But on April 26, 1874, Spencer published the first edition of his article in the daily paper, later
I'm
having
not sure.
it in the collective paper of the week. The article included the words of Carl Lachey, an explorer from Germany. In the letter, Lachey describes an encounter with the tree where he witnessed a local tribe known as Mkado tribe perform a sacrifice. Lachey's account was unfortunately written in excessive detail, describing how exactly the tree consumed. It would wrap its branches around its victim with terrifying speed. It would silence any screams that erupted from the victim and then swallow it whole, hastily gulping it down. The story was a massive hit when it was introduced, and the newspaper by the name of South Australian Register published the story in its own papers, only spreading the legend around. Wow. Wow. What? Wow. Imagine seeing that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Ya-Te-Veo, meaning now I see you in Spanish. I'm gonna ask my love what that means.
I can't leave.
Wow. But he was.
So,
Go ahead.
so this is what was
Help.
the tree was described by Carl Litch.
Okay.
The slender, delicate palpi with the fury of starved serpents quivered a moment over her head. Then, as if instinct with demonic intelligence fastened upon her in the sudden coils round and round her neck and arms. Then, while her awful screams and yet more awful laughter rose wildly to be instantly strangled down again into a gurgling moan.
Wow.
The tendrils, one after the other, like great green serpents with brutal energy and infernal rapidity, rose, retracted themselves, and wrapped her about in fold after fold, after tightening with cruel swiftness and savage tenacity of anacondas fastening upon their prey.
Wow.
Yee.
Wow.
So in James Buell's book
Jessica.
Sea and Land from 1889, the Ya-Te-Veo plant is described as being native to Africa and South America.
It's here.
It's here or here, so named for producing a hissing sound similar to the Spanish phrase Ya-Te-Veo, meaning now I see you, and having poisonous spines that resemble many huge serpents in an angry discussion, occasionally darting from side to side as if striking at an imaginary foe.
Oh.
Hmm. So there's a plant in Central America that they call the devil's snare.
Yeah.
And this carnivorous plant has basically, it drains the blood of its victim by grabbing it at its tendrils, lifts it up, and then crushes the body. So all the blood goes down into the plant.
Oh my God.
And then just throws the carcass off. And I have a painting of that done.
Oh wow. Now, didn't you say the Ya-Te-Veo was actually the tree from Harry Potter?
It was the inspiration for the Whomping Willow, yeah. And also the devil's snare is also in the Harry Potter stuff. So
yeah. Vampire vine.
The vampire vine.
Wow.
Kyle.
Or Kyle.
Wow. This is
I love these stories, right? So here's another one from South America. It was like, I'm like, wow, why did they come up with this? Travelers have told us of a plant which they assert grows in Central Africa and also in South America that is not contented with a myriad of larger insects, which it catches and consumes, but its voracity extends to making even humans its prey. This marvelous vegetable minotaur is represented having a short, thick trunk, from the top of which radiate giant spines, narrow and flexible, but with the extraordinary tenaciousness, the edges of which are armed with barbs or dagger-like teeth. Instead of growing upright or at an inclined angle from the trunk, these spines lay their outer ends on the ground, and so gracefully are they distributed that the trunk resembles an easy couch with green drapery around it.
Oh God.
The unfortunate traveler, ignorant of the monstrous creation which lies in its way, and curious to examine the strange plant or to rest himself upon the inviting stalk, approaches without a suspicion of certain doom. The moment his feet are set within the circle of the horrid spines, they rise up like gigantic serpents and
A
intertwine
long
themselves
time ago.
around him until he is drawn upon the stump. When they speedily drive their daggers into his body and thus complete the massacre, the body is crushed until every drop of blood is squeezed out of it and becomes absorbed by the gore-loving plant. When the
Jeez.
dry carcass is thrown out and the horrid trap is set again.
Don't leave.
Never-ending Venus flytrap.
Tired.
That's like the worst Venus flytrap I have ever imagined.
Yeah. Wow.
Moron.
That's a new one. I think the best picture of Ya-Te-Veo, Dave, is this one right here.
Not the one I grabbed. Yeah, not to be confused with that. I saw that and I'm like, oh, I got to put that up.
I was like, oh my God. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, oh, sorry. I saw that. I was like, oh no. Uh, yeah, this is.
This is a nasty creature.
It's kind of hard though, because like there you have the story, and then you also have stories that go off and say no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there has to be some truths to the legend, right?
9.
Truths legends are built off of facts, I think.
Yeah.
But man, to run into something like this, and who knows what's in, I mean, really what's in like South American rainforests. I mean, they can discover a new species every day. Why not a man-eating plant?
Right.
This is an interesting picture.
Run away.
I might if I see a tree like that.
Yeah, I would probably
I might run away.
run away if I saw that. That's an interesting
32.
one. Did you see this picture of the Ya-Te-Veo?
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I think that's a very interesting Because look how those things grow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
To your left.
Only thing that's to my left is this. You should get close to it. Makes it go off.
Yeah.
I do like that picture.
Recording.
That's a good depiction of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of it on the Ya-Te-Veo though, right? I mean, I thought there would be more.
Yeah, not many sightings recently. In fact, I don't see anything in the 20th century
No.
or newer. So it's it's interesting. But yeah, I love the so
I like this depiction too.
yeah. It's got a mouth on him.
Yeah. That's very much Little Shop of Horrors-esque.
Mm-hmm. So there's a report who was, I'm thinking this looks like 1891.
Love.
Recently returned from Central America. He spent 2 years to study the flora and fauna of the country. Found a singular growth in one of the swamps which surrounds the Great Lakes of Nicaragua. He was engaged in hunting for botanical
It's
and
outside.
entomological specimens when he heard a dog cry out as if in agony. Running to the spot where the animal cries came, found him enveloped in a perfect network of what seemed to be fine rope-like tissue of roots and fibers. The native servants who were with the guy were like, "Oh, that's devil snare." And
Oh.
he wasn't able to discover very much about the plant. So difficulty of owing it to the difficulty of handling it, so he couldn't even get a sample of it.
Oh wow.
For its grasp can only be torn away with the loss of skin or flesh. As near as he could ascertain, the power of suction is contained in a number of infinitesimal mouths, or like suckers, which ordinarily
Grip.
close, open for the reception of blood. If the substance is animal, the blood is drawn off and the carcass or refuge then dropped.
Hmm.
Ew. Man, it's interesting. There's not a whole lot about this, but all the stories are consistent. Whether it's from South America or Africa or Madagascar, all the stories are similar. And I thought that was interesting. But there's just nothing, there's no recent sightings. I couldn't find anything about any recent stories about the Ya-Te-Veo. So
No, they're all very older stories. Nothing recent. Hell, nothing within the last 100 years.
I want to talk.
Well, then talk.
feel free to talk.
I love that so many films and books have been written about this thing, including, uh, Little Shop of Horrors and Enemy Mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now there is the biggest. There are carnivorous plants all over the place. I mean, we know about the Venus flytrap. There are others. The largest carnivorous plant right now that is, and it's not a cryptid, it's actual, scientific fact, carnivorous plant that's about human size.
Wow.
And it tends to basically deal with like insects and stuff. That's what it eats primarily. But it's about 5 to 6 feet.
Is that the hmm.
Haunted.
Huh. That's an 1889. Maybe that's not what I was thinking. Man, that's
I'm right here.
All right.
huh. Well, shit, Dave. I think.
Yeah, there's a. No, I won't go there. But there's a report of our carnivorous plant that ate a whole sheep.
Damn. That's a.
Yep.
That's a play.
Attenborough pitcher plant is the largest carnivorous plant, reaching up to 5 feet tall.
But it still eats
32.
mainly insects and bugs.
And rodents. Yeah.
And rodents. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it stay? It doesn't necessarily state how big this thing really is in the stories we're reading, though, does it?
Mm-mm.
I mean, based off the pictures, I mean, they're pretty big.
Yeah. They look pretty good size. Well, and plus their vines go like
Yeah,
quite a
reach out
ways.
quite a bit. Well, I hate to say this, Dave, but it might be time to score this one. This one is I was hoping there'd be more information on it, but not necessarily.
How are you?
Yeah, I found a few places with information, but yeah, it was all the same. Nothing really deviating from, you know, the sightings and things like that. Nothing really jumped out. Everything was pretty much the same. I went to like 3 or 4 different sites,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was pretty much all the same. I mean, I love it, and I'm glad we got to discuss it.
Yeah. It's definitely something I wouldn't want to find hiking around in the forest or something.
Oh, heck no. I'll think twice next time I go to sit on a stump or something, and
Yeah.
Watching.
yeah, right?
Uh,
But yeah, I think yeah, let's go ahead and score it. So I I think this is a good size cryptid.
I think it's probably decent size. I mean, for a plant, especially.
Yeah.
I think it's decent size. So I don't know. I think size wise, I'd probably have to go in the human range though, and probably put it at a well, I don't know. Like the stock is human size, but
Yeah, but then the tentacles and stuff are bigger. If I think if it can take a human being and crush it, I think it's
What
I
is
think it's
this?
bigger than that.
I I would think probably with the vines and things like that, I'd probably put the size category here in a 7.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Now, I think this next category was speed. I think this is tricky because the
'Cause
stock
it's a plant.
itself is not necessarily moving,
Right.
but the speed of the vines and how quickly they can snatch you is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird on how to score this, I think.
Yeah.
Because this thing's not running around everywhere.
No, it's definitely not able to really move,
Ant.
but the tentacles,
They'll
for
snatch
lack
you
of
up
a
and
better
wrap
word,
you up pretty quick.
they'll snatch you up and wrap you up quick. Like how quickly the Venus flytrap
Yeah.
grabs prey. Like um so yeah.
I'd probably put the speed here. I mean, it loses
Put it
points because
faster than human.
what's that?
Would you put it faster than human speed?
I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
mean,
think I think you can
yeah,
get out of the way of these vines.
yeah, if you're not suckered in, kind of lures you in, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I'm nice and soft. Come over here and sit by me, and I'm non-menacing. You can't, I look like a plant, so you're not afraid of me. And they basically just kind of fall into the trap
Yeah.
and then get grabbed. So, so yeah, I think
I can't talk.
I'm going to go 3.
That's kind of where I was sitting too.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could go 4, but I don't think I can. I think 3 is the number for it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, our human mark is 4 for speed, and I think it gives you a false sense of security, and
Yeah.
then by the time it grabs you though, you can't get out.
Yeah,
So it's
it's got the surprise option for you and after that, yeah, I mean if you're quick enough you can get out, but if you're not, if you're caught off guard, I think you can be screwed. Um
Yeah.
Evidence of this thing I think is also
It's also
lacking.
pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Right.
nothing past like 1900 or so.
Yeah.
Like, um, and the accounts that I've seen are basically just like stories and
Yeah.
drawings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm
maybe 3,
I was
maybe
thinking
3.
2
Yeah.
on especially after the last one and the stories and everything, how lacking this one is I think I'm at a 2 on the evidence here.
Okay. Well, I'm going 3, so we'll go 2.5.
25.
Um, I think this thing is aggressive as hell.
Well, yeah, it's completely instinctual. It's nothing but really aggression.
Food. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
food.
food.
Yeah,
Uh, so I'd probably put the aggression probably at an 8 on this thing.
I'm down for that.
The lore again, I
Again, because we don't have anything going recent. We got some lore.
yeah. we got a little bit of lore in the 1800s, reaching into maybe the early 1900s, but there's really nothing past that.
Doctor.
No doctors either.
They said that it originated in Madagascar, but they think moved to Central Africa and then also South America. So there had to be some way for it to have migrated.
Seeds trapped on people, maybe.
Or something like that, to where it's it was able to spread that way. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still like
I still
4.
think I'm low here, though.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think I'm gonna go 4. I'm not.
You're at a 4. I was thinking 3.
Okay. So 3.5.
Yeah.
Sightings again. Unfortunately, this is going to be pretty low.
It's gonna be low
because there's no
really reflects the evidence.
I think it reflects the evidence. So yeah, I will.
You're at a 3 and I was at a 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can go 3 on sightings here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go 3 because of the stories and stuff and the detail on that they gave on what they saw was really neat. So yeah, I'm gonna go 3. Are you gonna go 2 and then we'll go 2.5 again? Or
yeah, I think so. I think so. There's not.
It's a
There's
plant.
no audio here.
No, I mean, aside from the vines crushing your body.
Love.
Yeah, that would not be audio I want to hear.
Yeah. So there's got to be a little bit, but yeah, I think I'm maybe a 2.
It's kind of where I was sitting there.
Yeah.
As a
It's
2,
what
maybe
you
a
want.
little bit with the vine movement or something.
Demon.
But again, demon. Physical object. It's definitely got a physical aspect to it.
Yes.
Whether
Definitely got a physical aspect. It's definitely got the object with the plant itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta lay some stuff to that. So
this is kind of one I'm a little bit higher on. I think I'd probably be around a 7 or so.
Yeah, I think I'm down for that because that's basically what it does. It physically grabs you and crushes you and drains your blood or eats you.
Yeah.
So I'm down for a 7 here. And then emotional, I think, is good too. Because they're the tribes there in Madagascar and Africa, they like sacrifice things to this.
Yeah.
And worship it. So it's almost treated like a god.
Yeah. Plus you have the fear aspect, the surprise aspect of being caught off guard when it grabs you.
Yeah, I definitely feel some malaise.
Some malaise.
Some malaise. Feeling some malaise.
So I don't know, maybe a 6 or 7 here too.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll go 6.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna go with it too.
And danger level. I think
I think this plant's dangerous.
It is. I think it's a very dangerous plant. If you're
Soldier.
if you're caught anywhere near it, it'll grab you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I mean, you might have a little bit more speed than it does, but it has that element of surprise on you. You can get wrapped up in this pretty quick. And once it's got a hold of you, it doesn't sound like it's letting go.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're not getting out.
I'd probably put the danger level of the Ya-Te-Veo probably at an 8.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the 8.
What is it? This is not going to be a good score.
Not a great score. It's not a great score, but it puts us right at a 50.
Right? Really? An even 50. Well,
Even 50.
probably 49.5.
Yeah. Because I think there were 3.5. So yeah.
Yeah.
49.5 rounded up to 50. It's not the lowest, but it's the
Not
second
the
to lowest.
lowest. It's not Chupacabra.
Nope. No, Chupacabra is 1 point higher. Chupacabra got a 51. The only thing that got lower than that is the Keylute.
Keylute. That's right. 49, right?
48.
48.
But yeah. No, I'm still glad we talked about it.
I am glad we talked about it. I like the plant.
Yeah. Okay. So, question: Is this an actual real cryptid, or is it mythology or legend?
I'm gonna go with mythological legend on this one.
Yep.
I just think there's stories contradicting the stories we read about. I just think that this is more a figment of your imagination possibly than anything else.
Do not.
I don't think this
Where
is
are
a
we?
real cryptid out there, and I would have to say mythological. How about you, Dave?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this is a mythology based creature. Which could be exaggerated with getting tangled up in vines or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, Either that or this plant is long extinct, especially with as many
Forestation and
as many deforestation and stuff like that, that there hasn't been a reporting since I think 1908
yeah, I
was the
think that
most
was
recent
the
report.
most recent.
Yeah. So with nothing reported since 1908.
115 years have gone by and
Yeah.
nothing reported.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's definitely no longer in existence. But I think even originally, I think it was more mythology or legend than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartily with you.
Okay.
Even the
Yeah.
ghost.
Even Ghost was like, okay, we get it.
We get it. But no, I'm happy to talk about it because when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, I want to talk about that eventually. So it was a good point to bring that in. And it's an interesting
Oh,
little crypt, even
yeah.
if we
Definitely, like, if that thing, like, was
Okay.
okay, that's good. That's good. uh,
I
but
mean,
not bad.
even if this is just the slightest bit real, that's a scary thing, dude. That's a
Yeah.
scary cryptid.
Yeah.
I like it. All right.
That was the Bunyip. Do we want to push on or Bunyip? That was the Ya-Te-Veo. Do you want to push on through and just continue on and talk about the Bunyip?
Bunyip, we can do that. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Without
Yeah, I'm good. I got beer here. I don't have to use the restroom, so I'm good.
okay. Yeah, I just opened a fresh one, so I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got the Bunyip.
The Bunyip, also native to Australia,
Yep.
which kind of coincides with our show next week, which we'll be talking about the haunts of Australia. So we wanted to make sure we talked about an Australian cryptid here to kind of segue into next week's episode. So the origin of the Bunyip has actually been traced back to the Wimbo Wimbo, or the Wergaia language of the Aboriginal people of Victoria in southeastern Australia. The Bunyip is usually translated by Aboriginal Australians today as devil or evil spirit. contemporary translations may not actually represent the role of the Bunyip in
Recently.
pre-contact Aboriginal mythology or its possible origins before written accounts were made. Some modern sources allude to a linguistic connection between the Bunyip and Bunjil, a mythic great man who made the mountains, rivers, man, and all the animals. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Hmm.
The Bunyip first appeared in the Sydney Gazette in 1812. It was used by James Ives to describe a large black animal like a seal with a terrible voice which creates terror among the blacks. That's a weird thing to call Aboriginal people. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But that's what they called them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nine different variations of the creature across Aboriginal Australia.
Mhm.
That's the part that gets me. Because it's been described as amphibious, almost entirely aquatic, inhabiting lakes and rivers, swamps, lagoons,
Monster.
bullabongs. Yeah, it's a monster.
Monster.
Creeks, water holes, sometimes particular water holes in the riverbeds. They're very widely. The descriptions are lots of different types of descriptions of the bunyip. Uh, but it's mostly known to be more of a water spirit.
Yeah.
They have a this is a weird description of it though. An enormous starfish.
Yeah. So like I said, physical descriptions of the bunyip vary. Some say it has a dog-like face, dark fur,
It's possible.
horse-like tail, flippers, walrus-like tusks, a crocodile head, and a duck bill. There are often claims that it resembles a snake with a beard.
A snake with a beard.
A snake with a beard.
A snout like an owl.
Run.
Run. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Buried.
Buried.
Wow. There are just so many depictions of what the bunyip.
Yeah. So I got this is supposedly a bunyip, and I want you to look in the toward the middle, toward the bottom. You can kind of see that
Yeah.
thing.
With the teeth and
Yeah. So I zoomed in on it.
the hell? Like a triceratops evil cousin? What the hell is that?
Something like that. I don't know. They claim that was a bunyip. So I was like, okay, I'll put that up.
That's an interesting picture.
But another drawing that I have is this, like that I found,
And
which
that,
looks almost like saber tooth panther like.
yeah.
But yeah, there's so many different, so many different descriptions of this thing.
And the size.
Yeah.
I like I don't know if you
Oh,
did you pull this one in? Let me see.
I was going to say an outline image of the Bunyip was carved by people into the bank of Fiery Creek near Ararat, Victoria. Was first recorded by the Australian newspaper in 1851. According to the report, the Bunyip had been speared after killing an Aboriginal man. Antiquarian
Teresa.
Raynell Johns claimed that until the mid-1850s, Aboriginal people made a habit of visiting the place annually and retracing the outlines, which is about 11 paces long and 4 paces in extreme breadth.
Four paces in extreme breadth?
Yeah.
So running?
Breadth.
Are you a friend?
So like.
Oh, okay.
How wide the creature is.
Okay.
So 11 paces long.
Okay.
And 4 paces wide.
That's pretty fucking big.
That's a big creature. That's 25 feet long, give or take, and probably 8 foot.
I know.
Their pace.
Yeah.
It'd be between 2 and 3 feet. Unfortunately, the outline no longer exists.
Harm.
Describes having a long neck, a round head, and a body like a manatee. Creature was said to make roaring noises before it devoured its prey. The prey, of course, was invariably human, and the bunyip was rumored to prefer the taste of women and children.
Yum. But, oh my goodness. So, presumably, according to their descriptions, most commonly fit into one of two categories. 60% of the sightings resemble seals or swimming dogs, and 20% of the sightings are of long neck creatures with small heads. The remaining descriptions are ambiguous. The seal dog variety is most often described between 4 and 6 feet long with a shaggy black or brown coat. According to reports, these bunyips have round heads resembling a bulldog, prominent ears, no tail, and whiskers like a seal. The long neck variety is allegedly between 5 and 15 feet long, said to have black or brown fur, large ears, small tusks, a head like a horse or emu, an elongated maned neck, about 3 feet long, with many folds of skin.
Okay.
And a horse-like tail. Okay. The bunyip is described by natives as amphibious, nocturnal,
This
and
is strange.
Yeah, let me talk. It is strange. Let's see. Nocturnal and inhabiting lakes, rivers, and swamps. Bunyips, according to Aboriginal mythology, can swim swiftly with fins or flippers, have a loud roaring call, and feed on crayfish. Though some legends portray them as bloodthirsty predators of humans, particularly women and children. Bunyip eggs are allegedly laid in platypus nests.
That's interesting. Hmm.
So there have been various attempts to understand and explain the origin of the bunyip as a physical entity over the past 150 years. In 1933, Charles Fenner suggested that it was likely that an actual origin of the bunyip myth lies in the fact that from time to time seals have made their way up the Murray and Daring rivers. He provided examples of seals found as far inland as Overland Corner, Loxton, and Conargo, and reminded readers that the smooth fur, prominent apricot eyes, and the bellowing cry are characteristics of a seal.
Wow. Yeah, it does say whether you believe this is a good or evil creature or entity. Most Australians do believe that this water creature has supernatural powers. He may be able to alter the water level in his home environment. He might use his ferocious roar to cripple unwelcome visitors. And one legend describes the monster hypnotizing a woman and keeping her for several weeks as his slave until the spell was broken by a large thunderstorm.
That's interesting.
Now, I'm going to show you this picture here, just because this is a rendition because of all the all the way it's all described.
Who are they?
This guy drew it. And this is back, I think, in like 1839 or 1939, one of the two. I can't remember, but because of all the different portrayals of what this thing looks like, this is the artist rendition of it.
Ew.
He basically, I think all it's missing is the horns. It's got fur, it's got scales, it's got fins. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So the first written use of the word bunyip was in 1845.
Say that one more time.
The first written use of the word bunyip.
Yeah, and the Geelong Advertiser.
Right.
Wow. I was just reading the story on that.
Yeah.
Because the earliest documented evidence is back in 1818 when a explorer named by the name of Hamilton Humes. Humes didn't name the bones as the bunyip, instead believing that they were more likely from a manatee or hippopotamus, but scholars who heard about his discovery couldn't help but think of the monster described by the Aborigine people, and the Philosophical Society of Australia offered to pay Humes to return to the lake where he had found the skeleton and
Backward.
transport it to their headquarters, but Humes declined. In 1830, another set of bones were unearthed in Wellington Cave. The anatomist, Sir Richard Owen, identified the bones as belonging to a giant extinct marsupial species, at the same time noting that the surrounding tribes had a tradition about a similar giant creature living in nearby waterways.
Where am I?
But that 1845 article, this time claiming that the fossil had been identified by an Aborigine man as belonging to a previously unknown species, the bunyip. And this story actually kickstarted a firestorm of monster sightings across Australia. Because in 1847, a bizarre skull was found and attributed to the now extremely popular monster. Although experts had identified the skull as belonging to a deformed fetal calf, it was accepted in the Australian Museum in Sydney,
Or
where it was displayed as evidence of the bunyip. The display was widely popular until the skull was mysteriously stolen from the museum. Another slurry of sightings followed in the wake of the museum's
Sing.
display, but by the end of the 1850s, the monster's fame had entered a slump. And now people actually use the name Bunyip as calling someone stupid.
Hmm.
That was kind of interesting. And you got one that looks like a what, emu?
What do you want?
That's the small ostrich, right? Emu.
Yeah.
Book.
That panther-like version of it is interesting too, though.
Mhm.
I'm not even talking about that one. I was talking about this one.
Oh, yeah.
And I did find it funny. They said, even though they cannot decide on what the thing looks like, the one thing they all agree on is this thing is large enough to be a man eater.
Yep. This is an article from 1918 about the creature.
Oh, wow. Good enough view there. Let's see that. It was of the bulk of a big mastiff, but of its limbs he could not get a good view. It will be remembered
Why are you
that
here?
some few years ago a strange amphibious animal was captured at Lambrig when the owner of that estate was living. It had come up from the river and was cut off in its attempted retreat,
Empty.
secured in a wire melted enclosure. Melted?
I think that's netted.
Is a wire netted enclosure with the intention of sending it to the Sydney Zoo, but it managed its escape and returned to its native element. Closer at home, huh?
Please leave.
Whether the mysterious animal or his existence is a species of otter or seal, which has found its way from the far off seaboard. A lot of people are thinking a lot of this bunyip talk is just a seal, or even maybe even an elephant seal.
Or a walrus. Those
Or
are
a
the ones.
walrus, yeah, walrus. That's not not elephant seal, but walrus.
Running.
So it was a sighting in 1852, which was it was written by William Buckley, who was an escaped convict. He he lived with the Wotherong people,
Oh, okay, yeah.
where he witnessed an extraordinary amphibious animal. Buckley's account suggests he saw a creature on several occasions, where he said, "I could
I
never
want
see
one."
any part except the back, which appeared to be covered with feathers of dusty gray color. It seemed to be about the size of a full-grown calf. I could never learn from any of the natives that they had seen either the head or the tail."
Hmm.
But he basically heard a story of an Aborigines woman who was killed by one of them.
Okay.
And again, and these the the Watharong people, they believed also that the Bunyip had supernatural powers.
Move over.
Hmm.
He told me. Which? Give it to me.
He told me which. Give it to me.
Finish.
Wow. Southern Cross actually appears to be described in an 1845 article. Its description of bright blue eggs, a colorful chest, and a beak with serrated edges like the bone of a stingray. Hmm. I was talking about how it could be an extinct bird called the
Night.
cassowary. Wow, that's hard to say. Cassowary, cassowary, Cassowary.
How are you?
Hmm. I don't know, Dave. This is a strange one.
This is
I,
crazy.
well, I think what's really strange about it is so many depictions of what this thing looks like.
Yeah.
And it seems like nobody agrees on what it looks like.
No.
I said the only thing they do agree on is that it's big enough to eat a man.
Yeah. So do you think that there are many
How
different
old are you?
types of bunyip? Or
They seeing
if it
multiple
has
different creatures.
yeah, if these creatures have supernatural powers,
Do they also have the ability to change what
would
they
the
look like?
creature be altering its appearance or alter our mental picture of their appearance?
Right. That's interesting.
I mean, if everybody's like, "Oh no, it's a seal, it's a dog, it's a platypus, it's got, fangs, and no, it's got tusks, and no, it's got flippers," and you know, or could they be mistaken with, okay, some of it is actually a seal or a walrus, some of it is actually a dog, but the bunyip is kind of in there in the middle somewhere, or it's
I
kind
see
of,
you.
I don't know, kind of reminds me of the Matrix, how they talked about how everything tastes like chicken.
Oh yeah.
And is it because they don't know what chicken's supposed to taste like, so they make it taste like everything?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that's what we're dealing with here. I wonder if the bunyip, with its supernatural abilities, is actually kind of camouflaging itself or masking itself somehow, or you know, doing something in our heads to describe it in a different way, as almost like a way to hide itself.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that possibility is there. I mean, if it has the ability to affect water and hypnotize someone, why
Yeah,
wouldn't it have the ability to make you think what it looked like?
yeah. If it has the ability to hypnotize you, it can put a suggestion in you
Yeah.
to have it look like anything it wants you to.
Pale blue eggs. That means we found the eggs before.
Yeah,
3.
I guess they found 3.
Evidently. Uh, I don't know about this one, Dave. This one's a little it's kinda all over the place. I mean, hell, they even have debates on its origins and where it came from.
Mhm.
Caution.
I don't know. I don't know what I think about this one. This is a hard one.
Neil. You don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand this one. I'll agree with you there. It's so. This is a different one, Dave.
Yep. Okay, so check this out. I wonder if you can hear it instead of. I don't know if you can hear this.
I hears nothing.
Did you hear that?
No.
Then I'm going to have to play it.
This way, San Francisco.
32.
32.
Okay.
Be quiet.
That's a weird sound. That is interesting. That was that's interesting.
Arthur.
So I just want to see.
There's 2.
I'll pull up what a hippo sounds like.
Gabriel.
Let's see here. All right. Ba-ba-ba. Let's see here. Can you hear that at all or no?
Yeah.
Really? I can't.
Smoke.
I can't hear it. You can hear it? That's hilarious.
Sounds like Kevin when he's snoring.
I don't know why I can't hear it.
It felt like she needed a name for us to.
That's weird that I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Wonder why I couldn't hear it. Did it sound anything like the Bunyip that you played?
I see you.
Yeah. It wasn't too close, but yeah, there were some similarities.
I don't know why it wouldn't let me get the audio from that. That's weird.
I'm lost. Attic. White.
The generally accepted view of the Bunyip is that it is a miserable, smelly creature that lurks in deep, murky waters, waiting for its unsuspecting prey to pass. Described as having a long neck, a round head, and a body like a manatee, the creature is said to make roaring noises before it devours its prey. Prey, of course, was invariably human, and the Bunyip was rumored to prefer the taste of women and children. This goes to what you were saying before.
Yeah.
English convict who escaped penal colony near present-day Melbourne claimed to have seen the Bunyip back in the early 1800s while living among the Aboriginal people. That's William Buckley.
Yeah.
Damage.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him.
Yeah. Like most cryptids, people who have claimed to spot the mysterious creature are in large supply. But those who actually saw the Bunyip and provided evidence of its existence to the same are few and far between. As such, the actual descriptions of the Bunyip vary from person to person. Oh, okay. And some tales, it's dog-like or seal-like. Bunyips have been described as being big as a horse and small as a dog. Maybe have flippers, fangs, tusks, one or two eyes, shaggy fur, scales, or horns. Descriptions of the animal's behavior also vary widely from man-eating monster to timid plant-eating creature that shies away from humans. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying it. It's kind of all over this place on this.
Yeah. Because of the widely varied accounts of the Bunyip, today's scientists have all but definitely concluded that it does not exist.
I want to say.
And that is a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
So they're like, so what are the Aborigines actually seeing?
Yeah, and that's the Karawahu or
Yeah, is it really just a seal? Is it? I don't know. This is an interesting. It's going to be hard to score. We'll have to take it at face value as far as size and everything goes. And there is evidence, but is it? We're going to have to answer that question. Is it a mythological or legend creature, or is it an actual flesh and blood cryptid? But yeah, the skull found in 1847. There's sightings and drawings in 1857.
Yeah, I'm
Bunyip.
just-
This was Stockweiler. Wanted to write that. He wrote in a diorama. It took him 4 years to paint. Huh. And the diorama was a mile long and made of 70 individual pictures.
oh damn.
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, that diorama has long since disappeared and may no longer exist.
Oh,
I'm eternal.
I'm eternal. That's new.
yeah. All right. So tell me what you think of this photo here. I thought this one was a little interesting too.
I'm gonna blow this up. I can't really make anything out.
Really, you don't see the big old long feathered neck with the face of an owl sitting there?
Leave.
Uh-uh.
Okay, you see the big thing coming out of the
Killed.
water in between the two trees? You got tree to the left, tree to the right, dead center of the screen, big old long neck thing. You see the long thing coming out of the water though, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it kind of circles up and it's got a face of an owl.
I don't know. Maybe it's too dark for me, but I'm not seeing a face on it. I am seeing something coming up
Blood.
in between the two trees, but I'm not making out a face.
Are you not seeing the two eyes and the beak?
Mm-mm.
You maximize your screen.
Yep.
Let's see.
Are the
Have
eyes
you been
are the eyes
before?
really small?
Let me see if I can blow it up. Um, oh, that's not what I want to do. Here it is. And let's see. Uh,
I see you.
let's see if this helps. I didn't do what I wanted to do. I just gave you the same damn picture. Well, Dave, I can't help you there.
You are annoying.
tried.
You are annoying. All right. Well,
Yeah,
Uh,
I tried.
I can't. I do see something coming up out of the water, but I can't make out. I
Yeah,
can't make discernible features. I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Panic.
Yeah. Oh well. There's like an owl face to it,
Oh,
which I thought was interesting. Sorry. It's a Bunyip sighting. It's a picture of a dog stretching. That's good stuff,
this
right?
here. Some have noted the similarities to the Bunyip's descriptions to an animal known as the Diprotodon.
It's another bird, I think.
Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, a bunyip can go a month without eating. Bunyips can also survive off local wildlife, but prefer to consume humans. Bunyips are known to be feral-minded, which makes many treat them as an animal
Asylum.
or a crazy person. When the Europeans first settled in Australia, they viewed the bunyip as an actual animal.
really.
Judith.
I think we need to score this one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm interested in how we score this.
Well, size, they don't really depict
They
a
don't-
real size here.
No, but we
Oh.
gotta think that if it's supposed to be able to eat a man,
Yeah.
that's kind of the general consensus.
Yeah.
That means that it has to be at least human size.
I would probably put it bigger
I'd
than
probably
human
go
size.
Yeah, I'd probably go higher than that. So
I
I'd probably go maybe 6 or 7.
I was thinking 7.
Okay. Down for that. I think speed wise, I think it's fast.
I think it's faster in the water than it is on land though.
Absolutely.
Um I I think it's still probably faster than us on land.
Yeah.
And in the water, I think we're kind of like at a 2. We're
Open
not
it.
we're not all, Phelps.
No.
And I I
Open
definitely
it.
lot faster than us on water than we are. I'm not. I'm probably down all in all a 6 on the speed.
Yeah, if we're going
Kind of averaging in its water speed
averaging
and
it,
land
I think
speed.
it's probably it's probably an 8 in the water and a 5 on land.
Yeah.
He won't leave.
So that'd basically be a 6.5.
Yeah. So if I go 7 and you go 6, then it makes it a 6.5.
Yeah.
Down for that.
Evidence.
Evidence. There's evidence, but
There-
it's all over the place.
Yeah. The images are all over the place. What people are saying.
Descriptions, stories. I mean, there is stuff that's relatively new.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Keep going.
Okay.
We will.
I just I don't think the evidence here is better than the Ya-Te-Veo,
Yes,
but it's definitely not as good as the Thunderbird.
not as good as the Thunderbird. But I mean, we're talking two extremes here.
My ball just rolled over to me.
The what?
my amethyst ball literally just rolled over to me.
Huh.
Like it came down and turned and came over to me.
I wonder if we caught that on camera.
Andrea.
Are you looking?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the YouTube page and rewind the video back and see if I can catch it. But of course, it's taken forever to come up. Here it goes. I don't want to do that.
Brian.
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm all waiting for it to move again. Like
I'm
watching.
trying to catch that first one. Oh, dang it! It's just off camera. I couldn't see it.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it actually. I don't know if your monitor or something is right there at the bottom corner of the screen.
Yeah, that's the right here.
Yeah.
That's the computer. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you reach underneath it and grab the
Yeah.
amethyst. Yeah, so there was no catch on video, but
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah. All right, so okay, so where are we going to go with evidence?
Evidence, I think I'm kind of sitting at a 4,
Sentenced.
maybe a 5.
I think I'm at a 5. So
Definitely a lot of stories on it.
yeah.
I'll go 5. I'll go 5.
Okay. All right, aggression.
It's a man eater, Dave. I think this
It is.
is.
It's a man eater. It tends to love women and children.
Yeah, it likes to eat women and children.
So yeah, I think it's very much aggressive. Is it territorial though, or is it instinctual? Or is it just, I mean, it just likes the taste of it, so it keeps on going? Because this is what it says. It says it likes the taste of human flesh.
Yeah, it likes the taste of human flesh.
Yeah. And who doesn't?
Therefore-
Right?
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like,
With that being
Some
said, I'm gonna have to go away from the territorial aspect of
meat.
it.
yeah.
And I'd probably put the aggression
I'd-
level along the lines of the Ya-Te-Veo around an 8.
Yeah. I'm down for that. Okay. Now the lore.
Lore's interesting, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give points to the lore with all the different descriptions.
Has the different descriptions. Okay.
I it's very
God.
confusing. It's
Yep.
very confusing, and for some reason that intrigues me. It doesn't let you know what to think about this thing, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna give that into the
Closed.
storytelling and the lore of this that I'm gonna give points to it because of that. It goes back quite a long ways as well.
Yep.
It's seen in multiple different areas. It's been studied by zoologists and
What year is
cryptozoologists. It's I don't know. I think the lore is kind of decent here.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's better than the Ya-Te-Veo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than the Thunderbird though.
Nope.
And because of that, I think it's a 7.
Yep. I'm sponging what you're spilling, bro. That was exactly where I was at. So sightings.
There's a lot of sightings, Dave.
There's a lot of sightings, even though the descriptions are different. There's a lot
Yeah.
of sightings.
I can't give this a 10. I
No.
don't think this is a 10 here.
No.
A lot of different depictions. Again, I kind of like it. I know this the confusion of it. And again, I'm gonna go back to what you're talking about with it having those powers. Does it have that ability to make us think what it wants for what it looks like to keep that confusion? I think the sightings here. Am I a 6 or a 7? I don't think I'm higher than a 7.
Me neither.
I'm not lower than a 6. I think 6 is
Right.
kinda it's sitting right there. And I'm thinking
Yeah.
about how good the sightings were for the Thunderbird, and I don't think they're close.
No.
I think there's quite a big difference there. I'm gonna go 6 on the sightings.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Audio, I think this is probably
Audio.
the best audio we've talked about on our live here, considering you're actually able to pull up something on the audio. Plus, I think I have to give points to the audio of it being able to disorientate you. Is that the word I'm looking for? Disorientate? Dis That's not the word, right?
No. I don't think that's a word, bro.
I don't think that's a word either.
It's disorient. It's just disorient.
Is it just disorient, Dave?
Disorient. There's no 8.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, they can make up what it looks like, Dave. I'm gonna make up what words over here
Don't
too.
make no damn words up. Disorientate.
I've been disorientated.
Book.
So,
Either way,
so
I'm giving
yeah, I
points
think
to
there's
that.
I think there's good audio here, bro. Probably, gosh, I'm probably 6 or 7.
But now I'm kind of wondering, did we underscore the audio for the Thunderbird though? But we didn't have any.
It didn't. The Thunderbird didn't make its own sound. It was really what the wings were causing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's true. That's true.
The bunyip actually, this deer
The-
actually sounds the bunyip
yeah, the
makes.
thunder was actually caused by the wing claps. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming out of its mouth. Yep.
And the whooshing.
Yeah.
Hacks.
So yeah, 6 or 7 is probably pretty good for the audio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 7 on audio. What'd you say on audio?
Yeah. I'm down for 7.
All right, physical object. Well, David, it
Man
likes
eater.
eating women and children.
likes eating people.
Yeah,
So I definitely think it makes physical contact.
it's definitely making physical contact. I'm trying to think of objects for it though, and I'm not picking up any objects
No.
for this.
No. So
Um,
I mean, it's interesting because uh, both the Thunderbird and the Ya-Te-Veo got a 7
yes,
for physical.
for the physical.
Do we think
And neither one of them had anything to do with object either.
no?
Maybe
So
the
are we?
Ya-Te-Veo being the plant itself.
Yeah.
I'm kind of up there
There's
right there
3.
with the Thunderbird and Ya-Te-Veo.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I want to give it a 6, but I don't have any reason to give it a 6.
No. I think
So yeah,
the
Father.
big
I think I'm
difference
gonna go
here is there stories of it
Bedroom.
attacking people, or is it just saying that it does attack people? Like the Thunderbird had stories of it literally picking up children and things like
Yeah.
that.
Now, I read one story for sure about an Aboriginal woman who was taken and eaten.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. With the prison dude.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go 7 here. Where are you going?
I'm going 7.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think emotional is probably the best of the night for me.
Later.
Because there's smells, because that's got to go with it. Unless we put that with physical.
No, I think that's well. Trying to think. No, because emotional is all about the emotional aspect of it. That would
Right.
definitely go with the physical. I think the smells.
So the smell goes with physical. Okay, but it hypnotizes you.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Disorientates you. It is disorientate.
It is. No, it's not disorientate. Disorient. It disorients you.
You sure, Dave?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, bro. We're gonna get to the band.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Help.
Yes, disorientated. Disorientates. Dave, I am right. Disorientate is a word. Cause someone to lose their sense of direction. Disorient.
Disorient.
Yeah, but disorientate. That is the definition of disorientate. It's a real word, Dave. I'm not making shit up.
God.
I just wanted to point that out. I'm not making up words on this show. But
All right.
I have to go with that in the emotion. To make or feel confused. I had to look that up. I was like, am I just fucking stupid? I had to double check my IQ level there, Dave.
Yeah, but disorient is the same thing.
Yes, I think
To make people feel
disorientate
confused. Yeah.
is used in like the past tense or something. I don't know. Yeah, an ambitious novel that challenges and disorientates the reader. I feel better about that now, Dave. I don't feel
Good, bro.
as dumb.
A long time ago.
Doesn't sound right though.
I know. Every time I said it, I was like, is that right?
That still doesn't say what. Yeah, it says. Wow. Weird. All right.
Okay. So
Okay. So on that note, I'm disorientated, and we're gonna.
I wasn't trying to be disorientating, Dave.
I feel pretty disoriented.
Joe.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Is there a fear factor that goes
I
along with this?
think there's. I think
Or
there's.
do you think this whole thing about it with the multiple descriptions or something, does that kind of take away from it? Because more people don't believe it's real.
There is a lot of people out there that don't believe this is real.
Yeah.
Who is he?
I think that does take away from the emotional aspect. But again, they did create this word, start using this word as calling someone, stupid
Yeah.
or
Or an imposter.
yeah, or worth it, how am I trying to say that?
Disorientated.
Worth less than nothing.
Or
Or worthless.
Worthless.
So there's that aspect I think too with the I don't know. You think the emotional aspect is the best of the night?
Maybe that feeling of this is a hoax. It's
Yeah.
totally fake. That could give it a score in itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
You
I'm kind
think
of
it's
back to where I
better
was.
than the emotional aspect of the Thunderbird?
I think so. I think just the total ambiguity of the creature. People are confused or disorientated that they don't know whether this thing is real or not. What to if they're going to go into Australia. Is that a bunyip? Is that what is that?
A walrus?
Is it a walrus? Is it a seal? Is it a dog?
Is it a emu? All right, I'd be willing to go. I think I could go an 8 on the emotional aspect.
Yeah, I think I'm at an 8.
The confusion there. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Danger level. I think this has.
I think it's pretty dangerous.
It has a very decent danger level. I think the danger level kind of goes along with the aggression level.
Yep.
I don't.
I agree. I don't know if I would I match it.
I don't know. I think I'm a step below the aggression level. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think
was
I'd probably
thinking
go
the same
7
thing.
here.
Yeah.
What is that? 61.
69, dude.
I was just looking at all the numbers. I didn't even actually add it up. I was just an estimation.
Just guesstimating. Yeah, 69.
Wow,
That's not bad.
Are you scared?
Hey,
if I saw this thing, I might be scared.
I'd be like, yeah, what is this thing? It'd be kind of weird. All right, so
give it back.
Mythological or real?
burning. Okay.
And you can't give me both this time. Trying to disorientate me.
I'm gonna try to disorientate you. So I think this is real.
You think
And
this one is real?
I think this one is real. And I'm kind of, I just haphazardly thought, well, what if it's part of the thing when it hypnotizes you is it makes you think that it looks like anything it wants to. I think this is entirely possible. I think this creature could
Lower.
absolutely make you think it looks like something else. If it can hypnotize you and put you in a trance and make you believe what it wants you to believe, I think it could place this picture in your mind so that no one believes you.
I'm picking up what you're putting down there. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, and I am I'm mythical for the same reason though. I think there are so many depictions of this thing. I nobody can get their story straight on what it actually is, and therefore I think this is more a mythological creature that got told down by stories from generation to generation by the Aborigines there in Australia, and I think this is more myth and legend than real here. Although even though it does score high,
your
I think
left.
this is more of a mythical creature than anything else,
Interesting.
based off of the natural animals that were around at that time.
Yeah. I could actually go along with that, except there are sightings as recent as 2018.
Yeah. No, I
Are
Over here.
so are they, are they hallucinating? Is this are they seeing something that they're, they think it's one thing, but it's really something else? Is it a seal or a dog or whatever? And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it like you and I just did. It could go either way.
yeah. This
I
is
I think it would be really cool. It kind of reminds me of the Displacer Beast a little bit.
oh
D&D.
yeah.
And and I say that because I just watched the movie, but
Good movie.
yeah, the Displacer Beast has the ability to basically make itself appear 10 feet away from where it actually is.
Yes.
And I'm thinking if, with just seemed weird that they mentioned that it can hypnotize you. And I'm like, I know you can hypnotize someone and make them believe that they see what they're not seeing. And I just think it'd be really cool for that to be an actual cryptid that can do that.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. So Dave, that's that's
Yeah, let's make like a baby and head out, bro.
yeah.
I like it.
That's part 6. We got a heavy 77 on the Thunderbird, a
You are
light
annoying.
50 on the Ya-Te-Veo, and right in
Brother.
between there we got the Bunyip
I
at a
told her.
69. So that's pretty good. Like right in the middle. Well, with that said, I I still can't believe he told me both on the Thunderbird, but yeah. It's both. No, Dave,
I think
one or the
I
other.
think it's I think it's two separate things. I think what they're seeing is not a Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Just like, could be just a dinosaur or whatever. But I
Yeah.
think the Thunderbird itself is mythological. So
Yeah.
that's where I was going. The
Frustrated.
evidence and stuff that they've seen, I don't think that's a Thunderbird. I think that's just a regular. I still think it's a cryptid, but it's like a dinosaur or something. And then
Can you help me?
they've just kind of monikered that to be a Thunderbird.
Yeah.
So that's why I said both.
Oh, hey, Dave came on, gave us some love. Your boy, Dave. Your boy.
My boy Dave.
Your boy, Dave.
That means that he might be home, getting ready to come get his boy, or unless they're going to stay another night and come get him tomorrow morning. But
Oh, nice.
either way, dude, good show though.
Yeah, good show.
Some awesome cryptids. I love talking about them. What do we got coming up next week, bro? We got
Next week
location.
we're gonna keep this Australia theme going, and we're gonna go ahead and check out a few haunts of Australia. I think people are gonna be quite pleased with some of these places that we're gonna end up talking about. I know we haven't actually, and the funny thing is, me and
Road.
Dave actually haven't even narrowed down which actually ones we're going to talk about. But there are some good ones out there for Australia, and I think next week's going to be a really good show. And that's going to be on the 23rd, right? Yeah, today's 16th, 23rd. So check us live again, normal time, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain Standard Time. If you're in Holland, I think it's like 6 in the morning. But check that out. And then I think from Australia, we go back to Cryptids, right? And then head over to Hawaii.
Yeah, we're gonna head over to Hawaii after that, I
Yeah.
think.
So take a
Why am I here?
look forward to talking about those ones as well. And of course, don't forget to tune into and subscribe to scarenetwork.tv and check out the exclusives. We got an awesome one on there from tonight. But again, it's $4.99 a month, or if you want to save yourself $20 a year, you go ahead and do the annual and spend $40. It's super cheap when you think about it. $40 for the year. I mean, that's super cheap. So thank them for
You're right.
thank them for having us be a part of their family. I love all their content. Can't wait for their new series to come out with Billy and Sean and Eric and there's another guy I'm forgetting. He was on Holzer Files, Shane, and a couple other people that I haven't heard of yet. So I'm looking and getting forward to knowing those guys. They just dropped a couple of new ones out there within this last month. So a lot of content.
Where?
Of course, we want to thank Spotify for podcasters. They're what allows us to take the audio portion of this live broadcast and put it out to all your favorite places like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and of course, Amazon Music. Without them, you wouldn't be able to hear our voices out there. It's a great way to start your podcast. And of course, continuing on with your podcast, because as you grow your fan base and get your viewership up, they'll actually help you get more sponsors. And of course, thanks to StreamYard. StreamYard is what allows us to do the multicasting, where you can see us on our favorite YouTube page, which is at Spiritual Spirits. Our favorite Facebook page, again, which is at Spiritual Spirits. And of course, your favorite Twitter page is at Spiritual Spurt. Spiritual Spurt. So thank you, StreamYard, for allowing us to do those multicasting. And that's all I got for tonight, man. It's exit stage left.
It's outro time.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week for Haunts of Us Australia. I'm Dave. He's John. And we're out of here. Take it easy, everybody.
It's possible.
Spirits.